Hi. Jonathan, they accepted this proclamation,
Okay.
and his name is Martin. Martin is going to accept this.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
You know, I always see, you know what?
I'm working. I'll take Frank Sinatra. Bless you.
Nice. That's the old thing. The old. Almost got it. Almost.
Yeah. Let's get it done.
Gentlemen. Working. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to call to order the regular city commission meeting for October 1st, 2024 at 7 p.m. Please have roll call.
Commissioner Hudak,
Here.
Commissioner Parnes,
Here.
Commissioner Preston,
Here.
Vice Mayor Drosky,
Here.
Mayor Gans.
Please all stand for a moment of silence and our pledge of allegiance. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Be seated.
If we could have approval of the city commission meeting minutes for the regular city commission meeting of September 9th, 2024.
Motion to approve. Second.
Motion by Commissioner Hudak, seconded by Commissioner Parnes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, now acknowledgement of our city board meeting minutes for the Marine Advisory Board meeting of June 20th, 2024. Our code compliance meeting minutes from August 13th, 2024.
Motion to approve. Second.
Motion motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? We have approval of the agenda tonight.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Those opposed? All right, Madam Clerk.
For those attending via Zoom online wishing to speak under public comment or on an item that's open for public input, please click raise hand at the bottom under the reactions tab, and your audio will be unmuted when you are recognized by Mayor Gans. For those attending via Zoom by telephone, please press *9 to raise your hand, and your audio will be unmuted when you are recognized by Mayor Gans. Please make sure your audio is unmuted on your end by pressing *6. Thank you.
Thank you. Our first proclamation tonight is presented to our city staff in recognition of the Florida League of Cities Government Week. The Florida City Government Week, sponsored by the Florida League of Cities, is a week-long celebration that raises awareness about the importance of municipal government and the daily impact that it has on our residents. The City of Deerfield Beach encourages all citizens, city government officials, and employees to participate in events that recognize and celebrate Florida City Government Week. Through October, the city will host Student Government Week at the local elementary, middle, and high schools. Students will learn firsthand about the services of the city and the services that we provide to our residents. On Saturday, October 12th at the Fall Festival from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. located at Pioneer Park, each city department will be represented with exhibits, displays, and information to educate residents about the department's contributions to the city. Because city government is the government closest to most citizens and the one with the most direct daily impact on its residents, residents must understand how their city operates, the services it provides, and the importance of their active involvement. Now, therefore, I, Bill Gans, the mayor of the city of Deerfield Beach, Florida, in recognition thereof, do hereby proclaim October 21st through the 27th of 2024 as Florida City Government Week. Jonathan Salas, you were here for this? Our next item is presented to the Volo Foundation in recognition of Florida Climate Week. The reported 2023 global temperature rise of 1.1 Celsius is driving more frequent severe weather events and disasters. Florida's low elevation and 825 miles of shoreline make it highly susceptible to sea level rise and extreme weather threatening ecosystems like coral reefs. The Volo Foundation and partners are dedicated to educating citizens and visitors on climate action to protect families, businesses, and the community. The city of Deerfield Beach is prioritizing sustainability and resilience to mitigate the impact of climate change, protect long-term ecological health. Residents are encouraged to participate in Florida Climate Week programs to learn about climate solutions and take action. Citizens are urged to reduce carbon emissions and support environmental policies during Florida Climate Week. Now, therefore, I, Bill Gantz, Mayor of the City of Deerfield Beach, Florida, in recognition thereof, do hereby proclaim October 7th through the 13th, 2024 is Florida Climate Week. Madam Clerk, we have someone here for this? Yes, sir. Mr. Martin?
Just want to, on behalf of Volo Foundation, I want to appreciate all of you for the commitment and the effort in this special week. And that's all I wanted to say. Thank you so much, and continue this effort to maintain Florida healthy and sustainable.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Vice Mayor Drosky, you have your light on?
I do. This with respect to the the last item for the Florida League of Cities Government Week. I actually, as part of the celebration, happen to have a sheet of stickers here. So if the young lady with the pink bows would like an entire sheet to herself, she can run down and have this all to herself. And mommy will thank me all week long as she puts them all over the house.
I can show her where your car's parked. If you'd like.
Putting on right now as we speak.
Perfect. Next up, we have Captain Hofstein, which I assume why we have these distinguished ladies and gentlemen all lined up against the wall.
Actually, sir, this was the enhanced security detail that you requested, so it's twofold. Good evening, Mr. Mayor, distinguished commissioners, Mr. City Manager, and citizens of Deerfield Beach. Thank you again. Once again, it's my opportunity to recognize the simply outstanding work that I'm so proud of within our district here of BSO Deerfield Beach. Folks, if you please come on down and just kind of wheel left, as they say, military-wise. Come on over to the podium. Don't be shy. Please line up shoulder to shoulder. Right here, sir. Right here. Right here is perfect. Yep. Right there, so everybody can see. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. Thank you. I got a lot, and this is only half of what I invited. So not everybody can make it due to scheduling conflicts and shifts, obviously, but it's an opportunity to do, it's twofold tonight. First, it's an opportunity to introduce our very distinguished school resource deputies and also to recognize our employees of the month. So first, I'm going to start off by doing exactly that and recognize these four outstanding deputies here, the first in the row, moving from my left. These are our very distinguished school resource deputies. As you know, could not be a more important and vital role in our community for the safety, security, and obviously the mentoring and guidance for our very, very vital youth. So I'm very proud to introduce your first school resource deputy, Deputy Otto McCullough, right here, this gentleman. Hope I pronounced that correctly. Otto is a 10-year BSO deputy since 2014. He started at Deerfield Beach High School in 2024, this last August. He works as an Explorer advisor for our Explorer program. He also mentors at the Boys and Girls Club. He's an adjunct volunteer for our community outreach team, and you can find him working out often with the high school sports teams. And the word is he is the fastest in Deerfield Beach. So I'm going to see if he lives up to that. And I'm proud to present here on the tail end. I'm going a little out of order, but Deputy Ramon Gonzalez, you could step forward a little bit. Ramon, he is a 2-year BSO deputy since 2022. He started in August at Deerfield Beach High School and has already hit the ground running. He also mentors at the Boys and Girls Club. He also is an adjunct volunteer for our community outreach program. And you can find him in the fan section with his partner, school resource deputy, at any of the Deerfield Beach athletic games, which he's always proudly attending. So thank you, Deputy Gonzalez. And let's see, I'm going to go in a certain order here. Big guy here, Deputy Rashad Dantzler, a 2-year veteran of BSO, started in 2022, became an SRO with us, a school resource deputy in August of 2022. He comes with prior law enforcement experience, including corrections prior to BSO. He also mentors at the Boys and Girls Club. He's an Explorer advisor himself, another core adjunct. And again, this is all volunteer time in addition to the regular duties that they spend with our community engagement team. And you definitely can find him being often challenged on his basketball skills in any of our various schools that he makes his way around. And last, but definitely not least, I'm always very, very proud. I know a lot of people know this face. If you don't, I don't know if you've been under a rock somewhere, because this is the illustrious Deputy Jametta Williams, a 34-year veteran of the Broward Sheriff's Office, and started at Deerfield Beach Middle School in 2003. So she has been guiding, protecting, and mentoring our youth for 21 years, runs our leadership cadets and trains our explorers for drill and honor guard in addition to her school responsibilities, also a core community outreach team adjunct, and mentors Boys and Girls Club. And you will find her mentoring on her off-duty assignments. In addition to her mentoring at the Boys and Girl Club, her current and former students are consistently joining her, so they can always just kind of continue to experience all the joy and wisdom and leadership that she provides. So she's really a genuine pillar of the agency and a pillar of this city. And I commend all of you and thank you and welcome you to our school resource program. Thank you for all you do, guys. And you know, you see there's a wide range of experience, but I just want to say one comment that's important. What they all bring equally is the heart and the passion, because it takes a certain skill set to do this. And it says something about the 2 deputies here that are newer that immediately jumped into that pool and said, this is something I'm passionate about and I want to do and I want to give back to the kids. So I thank you folks, and you guys get to run for your lives or move to the end as I slide this group up. But thank you very much. But Ramon, you stay. Ramon's going to stay. Slide up, guys. Thank you. So I'm also very proud to recognize our employees of the month. It has been a very hot summer, but a very, very productive summer. So this is a culmination of some amazing police work that's happened over the course of, dare I say, from June right through the end of August. So I'm going to start with honoring, again, some are present, some are not, but this is one of our day shift squads. Sergeant Lisa Douglas Smith, Deputy Sean Bonamini, who is here, Deputy Chris Caldwell, Deputy Jeff Cohn, who's joining us, Detective Bevan Igland, Detective Nicholas Gray, Deputy Carlos Ortez, Deputy Juliana Tanalia, who's joining us here, and Detective Eric Wilson. On July 17th, 10:16 a.m., this is about the 200 block of Northwest First Terrace, deputies responded to a report of a residential burglary in progress where the homeowner was watching the crime unfold on her Ring camera system. These deputies and detectives worked seamlessly together in responding to the crime and quickly established a perimeter around the neighborhood. As they were busy elsewhere, unfortunately, our K-9 and aviation unit were not available to respond. But even without these resources, upon arrival at the residence, these deputies set up very tactfully and tactically, if you will, at which time the suspect fled, running through several backyards. The suspect was nimble and able to play a short-lived game of cat and mouse with our deputies and detectives. But thanks to the very tight perimeter and their diligence, and even without the assistance of K-9 or a helicopter, they were able to quickly and safely place that suspect into custody within 20 minutes of their arrival. Subsequent to their investigation and interview with the suspect, several burglaries of residents and theft cases were cleared throughout the neighborhood area. So to these ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you and commend you. That is outstanding work. And unless you think that is easy, it is really not, you know, and often we have those additional resources. Helicopter watching from the sky, a K-9 to sniff out a bad guy. But these deputies did it the good old-fashioned way. Really, really amazing work. Moving on to Deputy Gonzalez, also one of our new school resource deputies introduced, and his partner, Deputy Dunklin, who cannot join us tonight. June 23rd at 2 a.m. in the morning, these deputies were conducting proactive traffic enforcement, Mr. Mayor. Proactive traffic enforcement throughout the city, including the Sample Road corridor. A reckless driver was observed by these deputies, and a further records check of the tag revealed that the vehicle was reported as stolen out of Boca Raton earlier in the month. Through a coordinated effort, these deputies were able to safely stop the vehicle and place the occupants into custody. Further investigation revealed burglary tools in the back seat as well as indications that the suspects were indeed attempting to covertly use the stolen vehicle to commit burglaries within our city. Thanks to the proactivity of these deputies and their outstanding teamwork, the suspects were intercepted before they could commit further burglaries in our community. I commend you. It is one of the many reasons why he got that school resource job. Also very proud to introduce, there he is, Sergeant Eddie Ernest right here. I'm going to start with you, who missed out on the last time, so he's getting a double whammy tonight. But this is some of his illustrious crew that's made it here tonight, but I want to mention all the names because it's been amazing teamwork with this squad. Deputy Richard Atenito, Deputy Eddie Brown, Deputy Anthony Diaz, who's joining us, Deputy Nathaniel Dunklin, again mentioned, who was mentioned previously, could not be here, Deputy Amber Giliberti, Detective Tommy House, who's on his way and might I add is a 10-time nominee. He's been here, so you know him well. Deputy Daniel Joyner, Detective, Christopher Machena, Deputy Jacob Rodina, and Deputy Dalton Vandervoot. Under the expertise, outstanding leadership, and mentoring of Sergeant Ernest, this shift of deputies moves through the night like a finely tuned crime-fighting machine. The outstanding police work, proactivity, and esprit de corps is unmatched. This is just one of the many outstanding examples of outstanding police work performed by this team. At 2 a.m. on July 13th, this is about the 2300 block of Southwest 16th Drive, deputies responded to a report of suspicious persons skulking within the neighborhood. With a stealthy response and a well-coordinated perimeter, 3 suspects were quickly and safely apprehended. Further of investigation revealed that the trio were indeed responsible for several burglaries within the community, car burglaries. And the swift action of these deputies brought quick vindication to their crime victims and removed 3 burglars from our streets. And this was literally 3 of a dozen burglary suspects they arrested just that month alone before they can perpetrate crimes. And I did mention too that Deputy Sergeant Ernest couldn't be here last time because he also around the same time period caught up and identified a stolen vehicle that was pulled over, suspects safely taken into custody, and again, more bad guys removed from our streets. So I commend you all. Really outstanding work. All right. Let's see. Deputy Christopher Marchena, Deputy Anthony Diaz, right down there. July 26th, during the wee hours of the night, those are the little small hours of the night, these deputies were proactively patrolling our community and stopped a vehicle for traffic infractions. Mr. Mayor, did I mention proactively patrolling for traffic enforcement? Their keen observations and intuition led to further investigation and the discovery of a large quantity of marijuana slated for delivery to our community. Additionally, a loaded 9mm handgun was discovered under the passenger seat and within easy reach of the suspects. Likely, these deputies, I'm sorry, there's a typo on my behalf here. These deputies operated in such an expertly and tactically sound fashion that avoided tragedy and in the face of a very deadly threat, safely and secured both suspects and weapons. Outstanding work, gentlemen. You know, and a couple of these deputies couldn't be here tonight, but I have to read to you just the outstanding work here. June 22nd, Deputy Vandervoot was patrolling the southwest area of the city where there was some previous incidents in narcotic sales and reports of shootings. A proactive traffic stop conducted on a vehicle resulted in the discovery of 24 grams of fentanyl. Furthermore, the suspect freely admitted that she was on her way to deliver these narcotics to a nearby house party. I know everyone here is familiar with this scourge of our community that we're working very hard to combat, and some of the recent high-profile cases of overdoses at parties with adolescents. So to put it in perspective, that is 6,000 lethal doses of fentanyl that were intercepted, and undoubtedly tragedy was prevented thanks to Deputy Vandervoot's proactivity and dedication. Dedication of all these deputies. Additionally, June 27th, Deputy Joyner was proactively patrolling within the Hillsborough corridor when he proactively stopped a vehicle for traffic violations. Subsequent to his investigation was a discovery of 15 grams, another 4,000 lethal doses of fentanyl, along with flakka, cocaine, cannabis, and dozens of oxycodone and alprazolam pills that were headed for our streets. The suspect was also, sadly but not surprisingly, on probation for trafficking in fentanyl. Needless to say, once again, a significant amount of lethal narcotics and a dangerous habitual suspect off of our streets. Outstanding work. Moving to the bottom here, Deputy Blackson at 4 a.m. on August 19th responded to a report of a burglary on the beachside at the 300 block of Northeast 21st Avenue. After a quick and successful perimeter, it's duly noted that Deputy Blackson was covertly canvassing the area and keenly observed a suspect crouching down inside of a dark parked vehicle. Could have been easily overlooked, but he was not. He was able to quickly and safely place the suspect into custody, and he was charged with several burglaries in that area. Last, but definitely not least, if I may, Steve, can you step up here, please, for a second? Up here with Jametta in special regard. Deputy Steve Rossman, illustrious motorman, 37 years of dedicated service to this city as an original Deerfield Beach PD and now BSO. He's still at it right up here with these young bucks, hitting it hard. On July 29th, deputies responded to a report of a shooting that occurred within the southwest area of the city. A BOLO was issued, be on the lookout for, a suspect vehicle, and this eagle-eyed, tenacious deputy, as his eyesight is still really good, observed the suspect vehicle passing him in the opposite direction. Skillfully maneuvering his motorcycle, he was able to turn around and quickly locate the suspect vehicle while attempting to back into a residential driveway. The armed suspect, a habitual offender with a violent history, was quickly and safely placed into custody and positively identified by the victim. For this amazing work and your consistent and persistent dedication to the city, Steve, and your years of tireless service, we commend and we thank you. And I thank you all. Mr. Mayor, would you come down here, please, sir? And Mr. Mayor, before you come down for the photo op, will you join me at the podium here for one last quick presentation? I'm very, very proud to present this BSO Certificate of Exceptional Recognition to Mr. Mayor Bill Gans for your diligence in quote unquote hearing something and saying something which resulted in advocacy for a crime victim and the arrest of an offender. I have to tell you folks, I can't share details, but I'm chilled. It chills me a little bit to proudly present this to the mayor. It's not a token gesture. The mayor really, we say, see something, he heard something, he said something, and it resulted in a very serious case with a very positive outcome and a victim who's in a much better place now. So thank you, Mr. Mayor. Congratulations. You'll join us over here for a quick photo.
Yeah. Ready? I'm gonna take a bunch. No problem.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. You're free to run for your life. What's that? Oh, yeah. I don't think I heard a bang of the gavel.
They don't stop this stuff. Fine.
Thank you, guys. Run for your life. Thank you, folks, for your time.
Thank you. Thank you all so much. There's actually a fourth one that's not here on the list, but I'm going to bring this up. I'll do it early, not that we have a packed house here tonight, but I do want to say this. Tonight marks the last evening that we have with our city manager, Mr. David Santucci. David, on behalf of the city of Deerfield Beach and the residents that I represent, I want to thank you for your dedication and hard work for this city that you've done. And on a personal level, you're a phenomenal person. I wish the best to you and your family. We hate to see you go, but we are grateful to have had you for as long as we've had. You've done a phenomenal job, David. Thank you so much. We'll let you save your comments towards the end if you'd like, but we do have a list of about 35 items we'd like you to take care of before you leave the city. But again, thank you, David.
Okay, you ready for public comment, Mayor?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we're now at the public comment portion of tonight's meeting. Persons addressing the commission shall state his or her name and address and may speak for 3 minutes unless extended for 1 additional minute by the mayor. This is the time for public comment on items that are not on tonight's agenda. The time for public comment on an item that is on tonight's agenda is after I read the title into the record. The public comment period for that item is opened for public comment. And as a reminder, no comment shall be made related to the personal life or personal qualities of any individuals, or use of any language which would offend persons of ordinary sensibilities shall be permitted.
Good evening, Samantha Whitehorn, District Correction Division Chief, Broward Sheriff's Office, Fire Rescue. Mayor, Commissioners, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I'm here tonight to say thank you to Mr. Santucci. I thank you personally, I thank you for giving me an opportunity to be your city's fire chief 3 years ago. And you allowed me to grow, to develop, to be where I am today. Not just yourself, others, but you took the chance and gave me that opportunity. And I thank you so much. Professionally, on behalf of the men and women of the Broward Sheriff's Office, we thank you for diligently working with us. And it's been a pleasure, and we wish you nothing but success in your new endeavor. That's it.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much. Anyone online? Anyone else? Ms. Bracy, go right ahead.
I just wanted to say I'm gonna miss Mr. Santucci.
I just need your name and address
oh,
for the record, even though we all know you.
Willie Rosetta Graham Bracy, 501 Northwest First Terrace, Deerfield Beach, Florida. I'm gonna really miss him because a lot of people say the city don't do anything, but I told him, if you go to the city commissioners meeting, maybe you'll find out what they can do. And I just thank him because if I call his office and I say something is wrong, with a fence or something, he's gonna come out there and look and see. So I really appreciated him during the time he spent here in Deerfield Beach, Florida.
Thank you so much. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and close it to the public then. Mr. Attorney?
We're now at the consent agenda. Items 4 through 9 are currently on consent.
Okay. Are there any polls by the commission? No? Is there anyone from the public here to comment on item 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9? Just raise your hand. No one online? Okay, I'm going to close it to the public then. Commission?
Motion to approve. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Motion by Commissioner Preston, second by Commissioner Parnas. We have roll call, please.
Commissioner Hudak,
Yes.
Commissioner Parnas.
Yes.
Commissioner Preston,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Drosky.
Yes.
Mayor Gantz.
Yes.
Okay, we are now at item 10, a resolution of the City Commission of the City of Deerfield Beach, Florida, accepting the fiscal year 2024 Community Project Funding Grant administered by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, for the Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue Stormwater Project in the amount of $1,500,000, approving and authorizing execution of a grant agreement with HUD and any and all other required documents for the grant, providing for implementation and an effective date.
City Manager?
Mayor, I want to first say to staff, great job on this and securing this funding. Simply because of the dollar amount, this was not on consent, but this is going to allow us to move forward with addressing the Martin Luther King Jr. Ave stormwater project. This is one of the high priority stormwater projects that we have on our list for District 2, and we're really looking forward to moving this forward. Happy to address any questions that you may have.
Thank you. Questions, staff? Anyone from the public care to comment on this item? Anyone online? And close it to the public.
Motion to approve. Second.
Motion by Commissioner Parnas, motion by Commissioner Preston, seconded by Commissioner Parnas. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hudak,
Yes.
Commissioner Parnas,
Yes.
Commissioner Preston,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Drosky.
Yes.
Mayor Gantz.
Yes.
Okay, we are now at comments by administration and legal. One comment from legal tonight. I just wanted to say it's been a privilege to work with Mr. Santucci in his city manager capacity over the last 5.5 years, and I wish him all the best in all of his future endeavors, and I know he'll do great things. And that's it for me tonight.
Thank you.
Just a few things for me.
Next
tonight.
item, please.
Yeah, so at the last meeting, there was a comment about the charging stations on the beach, and I know that several of you were interested in knowing what that looks like. So I want to first say that we installed those on the beach at no cost to the city, but had we installed those ourselves, you're looking at an approximate cost of about $60,000. The average annual electric costs for those charging stations is about $10,000 a year. And of course, those are not free spots for the parking. However, the charging itself is free. We're in an agreement with FP&L, and we cannot charge for the actual electrical service to any vehicle for 7 years. I think we're on year 2 right now, so we got about 5 more years to go. So based on the expenditure of $10,000 in the parking revenue we receive, we're at about a break even or netting just a couple $1,000s on that. Also want to make you aware that your Marine Advisory Board has been working diligently on the Intercoastal Waterway slow speed zone. They've recently sent a letter to Florida Fish and Wildlife asking or showing their support for this. And it was recommended, if you will, or most likely a requirement that I make you aware that your Marine Advisory Board has done that. So they are inching forward. Mr. Locascio has really been heading that up and been doing a great job spearheading that effort with our liaison, Patrick Partis. So let you know that they went ahead and released that letter. Lastly, as my last meeting, I don't want to repeat anything that I said about 60 days ago, which was just when I had announced my resignation. But through that time, the gestures of kindness from everybody, and you know who you are, have just been greatly, greatly appreciated. I really am thankful for the experience that I've had here. I'm very thankful for the relationships that I've had. The support has been tremendous. It is going to be sad to go and leave this place. As I said, the momentum I think that we have had together as a commission, as a community, and as a staff, we've really started to do a lot of great things. And you know, it doesn't, the old saying, no pain, no gain, really shows itself, I think, in a lot of the things that we've done. But at the end of the day, we're going to be a lot better off for it. And I want to wish this commission, this community, and the staff well wishes in the future. And thank you once again for this tremendous experience. I will always remember it and be thankful for it. And that's all I have.
We're now at comments by mayor and city commission.
I'm going to start with District 1.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Dave, we've come a long way from barges and RVs stuck on the beach. So really appreciate all your support and all your help during, our 6 years together. We've already talked in private, and you know how much I respect you and appreciate all that you've done for this city. And again, you will be missed. Those are the only comments that I have.
Thank you. District 2.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm still getting comments and calls about the Tigner Center. I don't know if everyone know how that's going to really impact our city, but it has lifted our city already in numerous ways, which I greatly appreciate. So I would like to, in a parting note, thank Mr. Santucci for his efforts in that, and all of the people that were involved in that. It becomes the center of our community, the heartbeat of many things to happen in our city. We have a state-of-the-art building, and it's impressive. Staff did such a great job. Sometimes people criticize our employees about, I think, trivial things. And in a lot of the major projects, capital projects in our city, staff has done an amazing job. And I want you to know that you all are appreciated for the work that you do. Probably not told often, but you are appreciated at every level because we can sit here and do a lot of things. It's not what we do here, it's how those things are executed. How do they reveal themselves to the public? And I'm as guilty as anybody. We don't always take the time to simply say something that is meaningful, and that is thank you. Great job. Really appreciate it. Thank you, David, for the leadership that was demonstrated to be able to get so many things done that is considered a positive road in our city. That is greatly appreciated. Nothing but the best to you. To the city that you're going to, they're getting a good person, and I know that you're going to make a difference there as you have made a difference here. So thank you so very much. That's it for me, Mayor.
Thank you very much. District 3.
Being the senior member of this commission, I have to admit it's not easy to make friends at your older ages. You're kind of set in your ways. Well, David broke that barrier down. When I needed something done, it got done. I remember being involved with Little League and we having a state championship tournament. The stands were busted. The scoreboards didn't work. The fields were a shambles. And we had a tournament in 2 weeks. Well, David supervised one of the assistant managers at that time. And lo and behold, in 2 weeks, it was perfect. We weren't embarrassed. In fact, we got nothing but compliments about the job and how well it got done. And I'm proud to have been a part of that. And it's hard when you're my age to make friends, but I consider David a friend to every commissioner, a friend that would help every commissioner, regardless of his district, in getting stuff that needs to get done. I'm going to miss him. And I wish well the interim and perhaps the new commissioner when we get him the same type of attitude that David has had in the 7.5 years that I know him. It's nice to be able to go to a city manager and have his ear and have somebody actually listen to the problem and do something about it. David, I will miss you. And I hope you'll stay in touch. I wish you nothing but the best for you and your family and success in your new job.
Thank you, Commissioner. District 4.
Thank you, Mayor. Before I start, I'm just curious if, Horace, if you're running for mayor or District 3 or 4. That's kind of what I heard. But the first thing I want to point out tonight is I'm sure we've all seen on the television and internet just the horrific pictures that are coming out of North Florida, Georgia, and North Carolina. It's just a human tragedy unfolding before our eyes. There's villages, Steinhatchee in the Panhandle, which is basically not on the Florida map anymore. And there's many communities in North Carolina experiencing the same as well. So my heart just goes out to everybody that's affected by that, because it's going to be a long rebuild. I was having a conversation with a day job colleague today. If you remember, in 2017, the cleanup that we had with Hurricane Irma down here, and Mayor, I know you received as many calls as I did, is, when's it going to get picked up? When's it going to get picked up? And we, thanks to our own crews, and I see Chad in the back there, we were done by October, picking up from Hurricane Irma. The Keys, you would go down after the beginning of the year in 2018, and they still had piles on the side of the road. That's probably going to be a small effort compared to what these communities are facing in the Panhandle. They have those huge pine trees and oak trees that have been there forever that have, tumbled, and Florida is flat. Can you imagine removing all that debris in the mountains where there are no roads anymore? It's going to be a long rebuild. So I've been asked, from residents, what can I do? What can the city do? And I think the number one thing, and this is just me speaking for me, you're hearing, and I'm not speaking on behalf of anybody else, but number one, is to donate. Donate your funds, if you can, to those relief agencies that will be on the ground. I'm not advocating for any particular one, but the Red Cross would be a good one. They have folks that are there and can affect the individuals that are hard hit the most. And number two is get out of the way. I asked, is there anything the city of Deerfield Beach can do? But what can we realistically do for communities in the Panhandle or in Western North Carolina? And the answer is, they're going to get the help from their local agencies and the states that they're in. Let's just stay out of the way and let those who know what they're doing do their jobs, because it's going to be a Herculean effort and they don't need us in the way. If they want us, they'll ask for us, but let's not interfere in the meantime. Secondly, and last tonight, I as well want to thank City Manager Santucci for the fantastic job that he's done here in the city of Deerfield Beach. If you may remember, and I don't like to remind everybody, but when it came to for the appointment of the city manager, I did not vote for Mr. Santucci. And despite that vote, he never held that against me. He never held a grudge. And he treated me as I hope that he would treat all my other colleagues all of these times. He took my messages and my calls during odd hours and times, over the weekends, late at night, early mornings. If I asked him for some information, either he would get it for me or get the appropriate staff member to get it to me. So in that regard, you will be deeply missed. And so just the personal treatment that I received, and I can only, speak for myself and not my colleagues, but hearing the comments tonight, I think we're all saying the same thing and in the same boat, that not only did you treat us with respect and professional, but also with kind of that velvet touch, because you have 5 bosses and we have 5 different personalities and 5 different ways of going about our day. And to manage that is very difficult. And I for any city manager to be able to do that is to me, I've always wondered, how can you possibly navigate that in your day and get something done, to have 5 bosses and then to do your regular job with your staff. It's really a lot of balls that are in the air, but you handled it very well. I know your new community is going to be in great hands, and we're going to miss you here in Deerfield Beach. So I personally, Todd Drosky, am thanking you for a job well done.
Thank you, Commissioner. I do want to thank the Broward Sheriff's Office and the teams that went up to the Panhandle to do some work. Talked to a couple of BSO employees that were on standby, getting ready to go up to the Panhandle right as the storm was about to hit. And we appreciate the fact that our Broward Sheriff's Office is up there helping out those neighborhoods. I also want to say there's a bit of city pride. The outcome of last night's game is not what we wanted. The fact that we got to watch Tyler Huntley, who is the son of Ricky Huntley, who's with the city of Deerfield Beach, be the quarterback for the Miami Dolphins last night was pretty exciting. That was a real thrill and a sense of pride for those of us here in Deerfield Beach. The Chief, I want to thank you for the proactive approach to the policing on our streets, and thank you for pointing that out. Can continue to keep up that great work. I'm very appreciative of that. David, I've already spoken my piece privately and slightly publicly, but 18 years of coming to every single city commission meeting nearly is what I'm approaching. 16 years in office. You're the 3rd city manager that I've had. And I want to thank you for your dedication to this city. And as Ms. Bracey said, that's what I've heard from the residents since it was announced that you were leaving. The residents really appreciate the reach out that you've always done for them. And that is something that's going to serve you well in the future. We wish you all the best. You've put up with a lot of stuff sitting in that position. and I've probably let it go a little further than it ever should, but you've handled it extraordinarily professionally. And it's a testament to the man that you are. So thank you again, David, for all your hard work in the city of Deerfield Beach. You will be missed, but you've made your mark. So thank you, sir. I believe that is all that I have.
Motion to adjourn.
Second,
We have a motion for Commissioner Parnas, second by,
Mayor,
yes.
this is highly unusual that actually we get a chance to get out of here as early, and being that I'm in a condition mode, I'd like to make a motion right now that we just stay here until about 10:30.
That we what?